I'm Matt Stanley, co-founder of FreeLifeFood. Today I wanted to share with you my story. I wanted to share with you my journey toward my diagnosis, how I've been dealing with it, and to show you how personal this website really is for me. About a year ago, I was diagnosed with celiac. If you don't know what celiac is, it's an autoimmune disease. So anytime you ingest gluten, your body attacks itself. It can be fatal, but most often you have side effects. There's a list of multitudes of what those side effects can be. Different people have different symptoms. Mine was always gut issues. Most of my life I had those gut issues, not knowing I was a celiac. My parents took me to doctors, specialists, and everybody always said that I was pushing too hard or just had stomach cramps or just had the flu. They always had some simple answer and kind of pushed us off. And my parents constantly tried to get an answer. About a year ago, when I got diagnosed, I had one night where no matter what I did and what came out of me, the pain in my stomach got worse. About 2 o'clock in the morning, I knew I had to go to the ER. So we went to the ER. They didn't see anything wrong, gave me some pain medicine, and sent me on my way. I knew something was wrong. So after that visit to the hospital, we got in touch with the best GI we could find, and she ran a upper and lower scope. Before she did that, I made sure to mention any family history or anything like that so she could check for everything. They took about 8 biopsies during the scopes, and when they were done, they wanted to do a blood test. The blood test is what confirmed my diagnosis of celiac. The blood test is an 8-panel blood test, and on one of them, the scale's about 1 to 19, and I got a 32. Now, they ran lots of blood tests, they ran lots of tests with all those biopsies, and I didn't have anything else, not even a little bit. The only thing I had was celiac. Now, a lot of people might not think this sounds like a horrible deal or like I dealt with a lot, but when you have stomach issues like I did for 31 years by the time I was diagnosed, it was hard. I would only go to the bathroom in certain places. I forced my body to not do things or to do things when I was wanting it to happen or comfortable with it. It was very embarrassing for me. I always had to make sure I was around certain things or areas, or I even had certain types of places I was willing to go to do my stuff. It was a very personal and hard thing to go through. So when I finally got this diagnosis of celiac, the doctor just called and said, "Don't eat gluten anymore," and consult a dietitian and hung up. I didn't know what gluten was. As far as I knew, gluten was a new fad that everybody was doing. Don't eat gluten, get healthy. So I had no idea. We were clueless. So we talked to a dietitian who was born a celiac and had been fighting it her whole life. And she really helped explain some of the side effects, some of the problems, the things that you hear online and see. So she explained that gluten is a protein found in wheat, barley, rye, and oats. It's not as much There isn't as much gluten in oats as there is in the barley, wheat, and rye, but there's enough that a lot of celiacs still get sick. So she explained all that, showed us some brands and new foods to start looking for, and we started our journey of reading labels, trying to find special stores, and pretty much figuring out that you can't ever eat at a restaurant or in a lot of places that you used to eat, because the contamination is just crazy. A lot of people are trying to work on it, and it's becoming more popular to have allergy and gluten-free contamination controls, but it's still so iffy, and if you're as sensitive to it as I am, it's not worth the pain to find out if they really have their protocols. So I've had it about a year. If you watch some of these other videos out on YouTube of their diagnosis and their journey, a lot of people talk about this week or a month or something where all of a sudden everything changed. They have energy, they feel better, it's like a new life. I have not had that yet. So I'm still, actually I feel more tired still. I still hurt a lot. I still am experiencing stuff with different foods and learning. Lately I've been having kind of a intolerance to dairy. So it's still a journey. I think I've had it my whole life, but we didn't know until so much later that it's going to take a lot longer to heal and get my body to come back to a better place, to where I can get nutrients and stuff like that. So I'm a celiac. I can't eat gluten. I need to get tested for dairy as well. And as I get better, as I get healthier, I'll get tested for other things as well to make sure, because celiac, because of the type of autoimmune disease it is, can either mask other illnesses or it can make you think you have other illnesses. So it can do both. It can make you feel like or have symptoms of another illness that you don't have, or it can mask that you have something wrong with you and make you think that you're okay. So until you get the celiac under control, it's hard to know what else is going on in your body. So it's from my understanding very important to control it first. But I wanted to share this with you. I wanted to let you know that I've been dealing with this my whole life. I've had horrible stomach problems my whole life. It's always been embarrassing. It's always been hard to deal with. And I felt alienated and punished when I got my diagnosis. When we would, take a 30-minute grocery outing with the family, and it becomes a couple hours because you're reading labels, and I'll read it and then hand it to my wife and say, can you make sure? And she'll say, yeah, it's fine. Or can you read it one more time? And I hate getting sick. It hurts for days. So it's like, please make sure. Don't touch stuff, the contamination. I'm very sensitive. Even a year later, I'm very sensitive. Even to, I cannot have oats at all. So, with all these struggles we've been through is why we both wanted to make this website. Because we don't want anyone else to struggle or suffer like we have. And I say we because this is my story and I have this diagnosis. But my wife is who takes care of me, who makes my food, who shops with me, and she's going through this with me just as much as I am. She may not have the pain, but she's there with me every step of the way. So it's our struggle, and it's why we wanted to make this website. So I wanted to share this personal part of my life. I wanted to share with you my story, my diagnosis, that I am a celiac, and I want to bring you into my life, to our lives, on this journey, and let you know that this isn't just for fun. This isn't just to make money. This is because it hits home. And I'm as excited about being able to shop on my own website as I am that all of you will be able to shop there as well. A lot of the brands that I prefer to use since I've become a celiac, I find that some stores carry one product that they make, other stores carry another, and if you go to their websites, they carry 12 or more, and you only can use 2. So it's very frustrating. So that'll be exciting for me too, but I wanted to share this story, that I've been dealing with this pain and this struggle for 31 years. I finally got my diagnosis. I'm on the road to recovery. And I hope that you now have a better understanding of where I'm coming from.